Okay, so after this evening's Zoom meeting, there were a couple of unresolved questions that I wanted to answer real quickly. The first was with regard to a custom sort, and the second was with regard to slicers. So first of all, to cover the custom sort, there's a couple of different ways you can solve that within the context of a pivot table. First of all, in a pivot table, you can actually just directly drag and drop. First thing you do um, is grab the border of the cell. When you have your little crosshairs like that, you can actually drag and drop and reorder items on a pivot table. So that's one way to reorder items in a pivot table. However, when you do this, you will also want to go to your sort tab. Sorry, go to your data and then your sort options here. And you'll want to tell it, you'll have to want to uncheck your auto sort here. So sort automatically every time the report is updated. You want to remove that auto sort so that this doesn't revert back to a standard sort option. So you want to remove that check mark. Otherwise, every time you update this, it will revert this back to a standard sort format of the combination of numeric because of our 65 here and string because of our other string styled values here. So uncheck that. That's one method, okay? The other method, and this can't be done actually in a pivot table, but has to be done in another table, and then you can use it on a pivot table. But if you're not in a pivot table here, if you get off your pivot table, and you actually need to be on a data table, excuse me. So let's go over here at our age ranges and you hit sort. Now you get a different style of dialog box. This is what's called a custom sort. So here's how you do a custom sort. You don't even actually need to tell it the column name just yet. But here in the order, go to custom list and it will bring you up some standard custom lists. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that's not alphabetically sorted. That's sorted chronologically. Also the months, January, February, March. You can sort those in chronological order, not because of anything inherently special about them, but because they're stored here as a custom sort list. And you can create your own custom sort list. So here we have our custom list. We can actually type it in here manually. There we go, 52, 64, and 65. So if you'll go ahead and do that, then hit add, it will throw those in here to a new custom sort list, tell it okay. You don't actually need to tell it to do anything here. In fact, if you do, it will change your sort order of this data table. So we're gonna go ahead and cancel that. All we wanted to do there was to create that custom sort list. So now we can cancel. You can go back to your pivot table here. And if you happen to, let's just go ahead and revert that to an alphabetical sort. Now what you can do is if you hit your sort button here, go to more options, and here under auto sort, again, first key sort order, you can go down here to there's your custom sort right there, tell it okay. It'll go in the ascending order that you've given it, and it didn't work. There we go. You do need to tell it the ascending. So give it the manual, give it ascending age range, and it will recognize that age range as that custom value list that you gave it before. So there you go. Now you've got that sorted and that will stick. So there's those two methods. You can either drag and drop and then tell it not to refresh, or you can create a custom sort list and then apply that to your pivot table. So that's our first question we wanted to solve, was how to do that custom sort list and tidy those up. The next thing we want to solve is how to use slicers on multiple tabs. So I found, if you go ahead and, so I've got a couple of tables here created. We're just going to do this quick and dirty real fast. we're going to go ahead and insert a slicer on. I'm going to go ahead and go on gender and age range. Now, if we get both of those in there, again, we can right click and apply this to, not that one, report connections here and set it to apply to both pivot tables. Again, report connections, both pivot tables, just to verify that that works. We deselect there, we have female on both tables. Perfect. We go to male, we got male on both tables. Awesome. Now, if we take this table and put it on another sheet, and again, we go back here to our thing, change it back. All right, we're showing female there, and we're showing female there. So they're still linked. That's perfect. But we don't want to have to switch from page to page to get back to our slicer. You can actually just take this slicer, hit Control-C to copy it, or again, right-click and copy, then drop, go to your sheet 2 and paste. And that slicer is actually duplicated and brought over to the second page. Now we set it out here, and what we select male, switches this one, change back to sheet 1, switch that one too. So again, just a matter of copy and paste, and you can take that same slicer that's dual linked to multiple things to the multiple pages. So yes, to answer the question that we had earlier tonight in our Zoom meeting, yes, you can take the same slicer, link it to multiple pivot table or chart options, and copy the slicer to multiple tabs, and it will interact across all of those tabs equally, regardless of which slicer you click on. Again, if you will be sure to, before you copy it, be sure to use your report connections and link it to all of the appropriate charts and tables and then start moving it around. I find that this works out just fine. So a couple of cool little solutions there for you. Hopefully those help. And again, just as a point, my examples here, these are not formatted for final product. I'm just using these as an example to show you these couple of tricks. I do expect to see your final reports this week and your final projects turned in with a little bit more polish and flair along those lines of standards of professionalism. So good luck. You guys are doing fantastic. We're nearly there. Just a couple more weeks and we'll have this semester all buttoned up. Keep up the hard work.